Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Bithoulkas, and it's time for another episode of Titans, Season 4, Episode 1, Lex Luthor. Welcome, everybody. Let me take care of some business first, and we'll get down to it. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos in my vast video library and pops it up here just for you. And if you like what you see there, if you can, please hit that subscribe button down below there. And also, if you can, hit that like button, the share button as well. And if you feel lucky or feel like gambling, you can hit that bell down below and YouTube may or may not notify you. Best thing to do is go over to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule I have up there. I change it every week. Also, I have all the links to my social media there and all the links to my pages as well. There are people that like pain, so you're here, Morks. Okay. You like Titans, you know it. All right, let's get to it, shall we? Spoiler alert, I am going to spoil the episode. If you've not seen the episode, go and watch it. Come on back. This will be a video. You can comment down below in the comment section. Give you enough time to hit pause. All that kind of good stuff. All right. So we pretty much take place right after episode, the last episode of season 3. And the kids have left Gotham. They've saved Gotham from Scarecrow. And am I doing that ridiculous thing where they brought the Lazarus pit up into the sky and had it rain down on people that had died and killed Scarecrow? It was a horrible season last season. We already know this, but um, so of course they're traveling around in an RV, and Dick gets basically Bruce ends up telling Dick that Star Labs, has something special in store for the kids, and also Superman wants to meet Connor Kent. So Bruce had set that all up that Superman can meet Connor Kent can meet Superman. His father, one of his fathers, if you will, Lex Luthor being the other father. So they go to Metropolis to Star Labs, and Gar gets a new suit, one that won't that he doesn't have to strip nude in order to morph into the animals that he's supposedly morphs into. Obviously, we didn't see that in this episode. And also, Tim Drake ends up getting a collapsible bow staff. So out of all of this. And unfortunately, Superman's not there to meet Connor because he had to go off outside. Basically, he flew outside the solar system. He's going to another galaxy to save a planet from dying in a supernova. Is what's going on. That's the story that we get out of all of this. But um, Gar and Rachel both end up having like these premonitions, if you will. Gar, at one point when he's testing out his new suit, he kind of blanks out. He ends up in this weird landscape where it's an arid desert. There's a tree with shit hanging off of it. We don't know exactly what it is. And when he wakes up, the lab that he's in is just decimated. And supposedly he turned into a gorilla, he turned into a velociraptor, and he turned into an armadillo and just thrashed the shit out of the lab. Obviously, we didn't see this because they don't have the in the budget in order for him to, at least this early on, they don't have it in the budget for him to morph into those things there. Just like Bruce Premonition in Justice League, probably. Yeah. Um, yeah, and Lex Luthor ends up contacting Connor as the kids are leaving Metropolis and says, "Hey, why don't you meet me at Lex Tower at 8 o'clock? I'm gonna use some really evil shit in order to get in contact with you." Who plays Lex? That's Titus Welliver. Welliver is he's been in Sons of Anarchy. He's been in a shit ton of things. He's actually a comic book fan as well. And he does a decent job as Lex. He's not bad. Um, we see Lex actually end up at a dig site, and the dig site is a woman that is played by Franca Potente. is the person who discovers the Temple of Azeroth. And of course, you could tell the Temple of Azeroth is tied to Rachel, of course, and also Trigon. We know where this is going, of course. Um, and he fires her, of course, and is, pretty nonchalant about it. He's like, "Yeah, fuck you, you're fired." He goes, "I'm gonna take the power for myself." Supposedly there's a power that's associated with the temple. But anyway, Lex also, invites Connor to LexCorp, and Starfire kind of goes in first in order to um, suss out what Lex actually wants. And Dick and Tim are across the way in a different building watching all of this. And of course, Lex knows this is happening. So Lex has sent ninjas after Dick. Um, Dick doesn't like ninjas, and ninjas don't like Dick. So there's, a Dick on ninja fight scene, and Tim gets involved in it as well. So yeah. Um, all of this ends, of course, with Connor finally meeting up with Lex. Lex is dying. We know Lex is dying. Um, and they think that he's going to use Connor, as they, being the team, thinks that Lex is going to use Connor as a way of cheating death again. And Lex is like, no. He goes, I already have all the genetic material that created you. He goes, I already tried that. That doesn't work. He goes, basically, I'm dying, and if I end up he goes, I'm gonna die in 6 months. He goes, I just want to show you how the company's run. He goes, you're my heir, essentially, is what that is. So yeah. Um, but before he can do all of that, Lex starts coughing up blood, like a lot of blood. And then he has something that starts to look like a dick at first coming out of his mouth, but it's actually a snake. And it's a pretty bad CGI snake, which Connor grabs and turns to ash with his heat vision. But Lex is on the floor dead. And of course, in come running Lex's guards with guns on him, guns on Superboy. Okay, whatever. And it looks bad, of course, for Superboy at this point. Yeah. Sirius says, I'm loving this. Haven't watched the episode, but the dick jokes. Yes. Thank you. Uh, so that's pretty much where we leave off in all of this. And it's not a fantastic first episode. It's also not a horrible first episode. It's just kind of there. Um, we really don't know what's going on with Gar and Rachel again, because both are being affected by something. We also get this guy who's a taxidermist who is also freaking out as well. We don't know exactly what the hell's going on with him, but his fox that he's working on, a taxidermied fox, starts bleeding. He ends up going into the bathroom with, trying to swallow a pill. And we see that actually the mirror image is not syncing up to who he is. We know he ends up becoming Brother Blood, but yeah, we don't know exactly who he is. And also, Franca Potente's character ends up becoming Mother Mayhem, and she is actually downstairs outside the LexCorp building. Um, when Connor gets caught, killing Lex, if you will. And she actually had told Lex that the power that he's trying to get from that Temple of Azeroth, there's always somebody that needs to pay for it. And so I don't know if Lex paid for it, if Connor's supposed to pay for it. I don't know at this point. Yeah. Oh, I know you watch it, Sirius. Yes. Uh, Sirius says, "Oh boy, last season when Batman beat an already incarcerated Joker to death with a crowbar." Yeah, I know. I know. There's been all kinds of weirdness. I'm fairly sure Lex Luthor is going to come back from the dead. So, yeah, I don't think we have any worry about that. I mean, Titus Welliver is not going to sign on for just one little role as Lex Luthor and then die in the first episode, especially when we've established that there are Lazarus pits in this series. Yeah. So, yeah, it's not a great episode, like I said. And the funny thing was, when I'm looking at the credits, when the credits are starting, and I'm looking at all the names, and I'm like, you've been ousted, you've been ousted. You've been ousted out of all the new regime at Warner Brothers after Walter Hamada was pushed out and Jeff Johns has been pushed out. Greg Berlanti has been kind of neutered, if you will. And I'm thinking to myself, this is the last season of Titans. It could also be the last season of Doom Patrol as well, when season 4 comes out. Um, I'm just making that prediction right now. I'm fairly sure this is the end of all of this. And who knows? Maybe we might get something better in all of this as well. Maybe he read the entire script and said, fuck it, I'm out. I doubt that, Morgs. Titus is actually a huge fan, nerd. He was in The Mandalorian as well. Um, he's a huge Star Wars fan as well. So it's kind of funny. He's been in a couple of things. And yeah, he didn't do bad. I mean, the beard was a little bit much. It was kind of weird, but nah, okay. Who am I to throw stones at beards, right? But yeah, it was just kind of a weird, I know Lex is supposed to be bald. He can't grow any hair, but the beard thing was just, yeah, it's a little bit on the weird side. Um, I'll see what happens. I mean, episode 2 is out, of course. I'm going to be covering that on Saturday. Um, I don't know when on Saturday. It'll probably be later. Yeah, yeah, but we'll see, or maybe even Sunday. I don't know at this point. Anyway, with that said, what else do I have going on for the rest of this week? So, as I was saying there, Sirius says there are small moments these days that I can't believe I'm actually watching the part of Batman versus Superman where Batman bashes Superman over the head with a bathroom sink. Really? Really? Ugh. There's so many better things out there, man. Um, so what else do I have going on for the rest of this week? Tomorrow is going to be the Peripheral episode 4, I believe. Yes, episode 4. Um, and Saturday is going to be, like I said, Titans episode 2, season 4, episode 2. I believe it's going to be in the evening. I think I'll do that at 6 p.m. Sunday will be the Sunday edition of Saturday Morning Blast Off, where I take the genre news of the week and any other genre stuff you guys want to talk about when we talk about it. Monday I'll be off. Tuesday will be another episode of Is It Worth My Time? I don't know what I'm doing as of yet, but I will let you guys know. Wednesday I will be off, and then we come back around Titans on Thursday. Morks, yes, I have seen Samaritan. I've even done an episode of Is It Worth My Time on Samaritan as well. I have done that already. So yeah, take a look at the playlist there. It's in Is It Worth My Time there. It's there. You might not want to watch what I said about it, Morks. I was not a fan. Yeah, I was not a fan at all, quite honestly. But anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you to everybody who joined me tonight in the chat, and thank you if you made it this far in the video. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, you know who you are out there, Marks. Take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos in my vast video library and pops it up here just for you. And if you like what you see there, please hit that subscribe button down below there. And also, if you can, hit that like button, the share button as well. And if you want to know when I'm going to be on live again next, go over to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule I have up there. I change it every week. Also, I have all the links to my social media and all the links to my pages there as well. Your birthday's tomorrow, Morks. Happy birthday, man. Or, happy early birthday. Siri says, okay, after this, I'm done. But Batman brought like $300 billion of equipment to the Superman fight and ultimately devolves into a brawl in a public bathroom with Batman using a sink. Yeah, that's Snyder for you. So that's why I can't. I only watched that movie once, and that's all. I never needed to see that movie, and I never need to see that movie again. I just think whatever deities or evil demons that have put James Gunn and Peter Safran in power now. So maybe we'll get some decent DC stuff coming out now. By the way, so Peter Safran, or whatever is, he is actually the producer of Shazam, and also Shazam 2 as well. Everyone's always wondering where the hell this guy came from, but yeah, he's been around for a while. Um, it's kind of funny because The Rock, Dwayne Johnson hates the Shazam movies, or at least the first Shazam movie, and that's why he has any reference of Shazam not in Black Adam. So yeah, it's a weird thing. Go ahead and look online. You'll see it. It's out there. It's funny. Um, but yeah, Black Adam was not a good movie. Yeah, Shazam was actually one of the things I thought was one of the best things the DCU has put out in a while, quite honestly. I thought that was DC, Warner Brothers kind of righting the ship a little bit, and then, they put out some other shit. So it is family friendly. I agree with you. Except for one scene. There is one scene that's pretty brutal, but that's about it, you know. Yes, Marks, I agree. The Rock should be thankful he got that. Well, he's actually been sitting on that role for 10 years, really. Yeah. But with that said, Dwayne hates family because of the Fast and the Furious. uh yes, I agree with you, Mark. Shazam was way better than Black Adam. Black Adam is just dog stupid. I'm gonna go off on one more rant here just because we're talking about DC anyway and Black Adam. Um yeah, so one, you could have ended that movie fairly quickly. There was a way of doing it that was fairly obvious. And two, they never took. Oh, well, obviously, it was too late by the time that movie was being made. It was already in the can by the time the last episode of She-Hulk came out, and just called out all superhero tropes for saying that, the final act is really just a CGI slugfest between the hero and the villain, and it really makes no sense. And you never understand why they're doing this other than just to destroy shit. And that's pretty much what Black Adam is. It was pretty much that cliche, which I thought was funny. So all right. With that said, I'm gonna let you guys go for the rest of the night. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everyone in the chat, and thank you out there. I will see you guys again tomorrow for the peripheral. Until then, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may have to fight off some ninjas that, because ninjas just don't like dick. Um, Thanks, everybody. I will see you again tomorrow. Have a good night. Stay safe, be well, take care, wear those masks, get those vaccine shots, get those boosters as well. They don't work without the boosters. And stay safe out there, everyone. Thanks. Have a good rest of your night and take care. Bye.